All right, y'all, welcome back. I came across this video a few days ago, and it kind of infuriated me. So I had to I started having an allergic reaction, so I had to close out and go on about my business. I want to play some of it. It's from a content creator on YouTube. He was also like a teacher at a university. He's a cook and, you know, all the things. Italian American. I thought it was Hispanic, but Italian American. And this is what he has to say about the late, great, wonderful, amazing, fantastic, sapient, spectacular, genius that was, that will forever be George Washington Carver, Dr. Carver, in a Skillshare course that he hosted, apparently. I don't even know that I want to play this all the way through because I couldn't get through it. I started choking. Like my throat started closing up. So let's play it.
Sponsored by Skillshare. And this is George Washington Carver, one of the most famous food and agricultural scientists of all time.
You're damn right.
Certainly the most famous from the American South, where I live. He was born enslaved, and when he died, he was hailed as one of the greatest scientists of all time. Both of those bookends on his life were the doing of white elites who sought to exploit Carver toward their own ends. When I was in elementary school, I think I learned that George Washington Carver invented peanut butter and single-handedly saved Southern agriculture from the environmental, social, and economic...
Do you hear the tone in his voice? Like, I need y'all to really analyze and pick up on that. It's vexing my spirit. So I know if you're a foundational Black American watching this, you hear it too. And it's like, not new booty, talking about our people. Who are you? What?
Economic degradation of cotton farming. None of that is true. White journalists, politicians, and business magnates absurdly inflated Carver's scientific achievements during his lifetime. Which sounds kind of benevolent, but really it was the worst kind of tokenism in service of a white supremacist agenda. Then, in the decades after Carver's life, white historians seemed to take a little too much pleasure in debunking the myth of Carver's achievements. It is true that Carver was probably not a great food and agricultural scientist, but he was a great man.
So I had to just stop it right there, y'all, because my computer can only handle, you know, so much bullcrap. It will literally shut down. So unfortunately, I can't even hear the whole matter of this. I can't. I quite literally can't. I can't. One day soon, I'm going to have to just suffer through it. Because he even dares to pull up resources to prove such a ridiculous point. Now, do I believe that he was exploited in many ways? Absolutely. Absolutely. Do I think that he was not a brilliant individual who did indeed find many uses for not just peanuts, soybeans, sweet potatoes, and other crops, pioneering and inventing, creating, transforming, formulating so much that would literally go into saving a nation and industries the world over? You damn right he did. And who in H double hockey sticks are you to say otherwise? Whew, I just can't. I can't. So now I'm looking into the record on Dr. Carver, the knowledge he had outside of what we already have explored. And there was something, yes, I mentioned this before in a few other videos, you know, this particular book with regard to how to grow the peanut in 105 ways to prepare for human consumption, authored by none other than Dr. Carver, Masters of Science in Agriculture. And it's really intricate here and in depth. All these different recipes, which I want to try out many of these because I love peanuts. So yeah, buddy, want to be really interesting. All right, and then there was something else. Where was it? Here we go. So remember we were looking into this cool little compilation of photos and information hosted on the Google servers, if you will, and their arts and culture collection. And this is Tuskegee agriculture, got garden beds and stuff. I love this photo. More students. And here he is, right? Now, what I knew about Dr. Carver was the peanuts and sweet potatoes. I also have come across some information with regard to what he knew about herbs and flowers. And so I'm still looking into that. But here they mentioned soybeans. And I'm like, oh, crap. Yeah. He did also come up with products from soybeans. And whoever wrote this here, you know, reduced the number to 100 when, I mean, it was over 300 for peanuts, over 150 for sweet potatoes. We don't know yet how many for soybeans. And at the end of the day, his findings, his work, his science is to be credited for whatever else comes out of these crops, period. And so then I came across this photo, which I thought was just profound because, you know, I always think it's beautiful when scripture is incorporated. This is from Xavier University. If God be with us, nothing is to be feared. That's right. If the Most High be for us, who can be against us? And so, yeah, I just thought that was beautiful. But y'all, yeah.
and his legacy matters, especially to us Americans, or really anyone who grows things or eats. George Washington Carver was born in rural Missouri sometime in the early 1860s. We don't know for sure. This is the house of Moses Carver, the man who enslaved George. And here's the first place in the story where things get weird. When Carver was a newborn baby, he, his mother, and his sister were stolen. Some guys just came in the night and abducted them and took them to Kentucky and sold them as slaves again, just to make a buck. Moses Carver went after them, but he was only able to recover baby George and not his mother. So now Moses Carver and his wife Susan had George, his older brother James, and no one to raise them.
All right, I'm gonna have to watch this before I share it, because again, I'm having an allergic reaction. But although a lot of what he just stated is somewhat accurate for the most part. But yeah, I just think about the people right now on the world stage, the perpetrators of violence against many of our ancestors, having sold us into such a horrific institution, literally trying to head the way in the fight for reparations that do not belong to them. If anything, they owe our people reparation. And you think about these stories of how people once freed were then stolen and sent back into slavery. You just think about the centuries of chattel slavery on this soil and this land. And it's like, for that not to be the immediate focus for repair, and for y'all to really be entertaining and bringing over people from a continent so distant, and yet so integral in some of the worst ways to our condition, as if they're victims, is quite literally, y'all know that's my favorite thing to say, ridiculous. Ridiculous. And unacceptable. No, it's not okay. Not okay. And this, not okay. I don't care how respectful you are. Like, it comes a point where people who are not foundational Black American need to really shut their mouths speaking on our people. And y'all forgive me. It's exhausting. We's tired. Child, we really are. It's exhausting. This was in 2020. And that's how you do it. That is what deception literally is. You're mixing truth with a lie. So in a subtle, cunning way, you can completely revise history, telling a different story, slowly corroding away at the truth of people's lives and experiences and their history, until next thing you know, someone's going to publish a video on YouTube, Italian American, Irish American, whatever American, European American, talking about, yeah, actually George Washington Carver didn't even exist. He was a figment of Moses's imagination. Moses was actually found to be crazy. This was an imaginary person. And for centuries, people bought into that. Like, do you get what I'm saying? This type of content should be illegal. It's dangerous and ridiculous. And I don't care if it was all true. Coming from someone who's not of our lineage, I'm sorry. We need protections over our stories, over our experiences. And it just quite literally wouldn't fly if this were certain Asian communities, those in the Jewish faith. I mean, you think about the people who really are protected in this society not being the foundation of this society. And it's sickening. And it's unfortunate. And it's criminal. And until more of our people speak up and say something about it, that it's not okay for you to disrespect our historical actors and our heroes, they're going to continue to do it. Because who finna stop them? Or say something about it? No. Because even the tone in his voice and the way that he framed this was of the utmost disrespect. Not okay. At all. And this is how this stuff continues to go on. Because we're not allowed to tell our own stories, to frame our own experiences, and to set the darn record straight. And someone will listen to this and just take what he said as gospel because of his complexion, because of his name, and because of where he comes from. Not vetting this, not validating what he's saying. And it's sickening because this is just one of many examples and ways that people like him revise history and corrupt the record and do harm to our people and to our legacy. I don't care what degrees, what accomplishment, I don't give a damn. You're wrong. Whew, y'all. Oh, y'all forgive me. I just can't take it no more. Makes me sick. Oh, this is his source right here, huh? Mm-mm-mm. And if if nearly everything that these people are and everything that these people build ain't a darn myth, and all the superiority that they think they hold and supremacy that they think they hold, and just because he's calling it out don't mean he ain't complicit and benefiting from it. You don't get no brownie points for this. If that ain't a darn myth, I don't know what is. It's like these people, it's like a rite of passage for them to discredit, to degrade, to dehumanize, to stain the legacy of Black people, specifically foundational Black Americans, so that they can align themselves with whiteness in this country. And they're touted around and about as scholars and great thinkers and innovators in their field. Literally, the way you started this negates any and everything that you're going to say in the remainder of this video. It don't even matter. It really doesn't. Because you started off with a lie and an intellectually dishonest statement. Like, this is really how meticulous we're going to have to get in setting stuff straight, y'all, and calling it out. It's insidious, man. It's sickening. And a lot of these people are pawns in a bigger scheme, in a bigger system. And they're incentivized and they are encouraged to do crap like this. And all it takes is one word, one phrase, one incorrect retelling of history to sow doubt and change the record forever. That's how powerful a lie is. And if it goes uncontested, eventually people are going to believe it to be the truth, calling good evil and evil good. And it's quite literally not okay. And y'all know how I feel about it. I'm up here stuttering, can't even get the words out because I just don't like it. It's not okay. No. This is a teaching platform, Skillshare, and this fool, excuse me, y'all, got the nerve, as if he has the right, the disrespect, to even speak his name, as if he is even worthy to speak his name. You know, in some cultures, like in Peru and other cultures, there are some areas where they don't allow foreigners and outsiders to even visit, let alone take on their customs, their cultures, let alone speak about the people in their communities, teach about the people in their communities. That is honorable to me. Nothing about this man, outside of the utmost respect and factual information, should be coming from anyone outside of his ethnic group. I'm so sorry. Nothing about us without us. This man is profiting, has profited off of disrespecting one of our heroes, someone to be thanked for even allowing people like him to come over here and live and be successful. It's sickening. You know, it just gets to a point. And this is trivial compared to the many ways that these people have sought to destroy our legacy. Till this very second, efforts are perpetuated to destroy our legacy. Again, it don't even matter what respect he shows later on. It don't even matter what truth he tells later on, because the way it began was off. Throw the whole thing away. No, thank you. Oh, y'all. So anyway, shout out to Dr. Carver and all of the ways that he was indeed amazing and pioneering and instrumental in the inventing of over 600, how about that, products and uses and medicines from various different crops and plants. This man didn't get a master's in these sciences and not do nothing with it. What? Huh? Ooh, y'all, make it make sense. Fix it, Lord. Yeah, when I stumbled upon that, I was like, ain't no way. Ain't no way. Ain't no way. And of course, it ain't us. Thai American. Ooh. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. I just felt the need to share that. And y'all be blessed.